Good morning, Facebook friends, and happy Saturday. If you've been trying to tune in for the last couple minutes, I apologize. I was having some technical difficulties with Facebook this morning. So hopefully you guys are all set for a really nice rollout this morning. So, hi Amy, yay! I'm going to start saying hi as people hop on. I so love getting to see everybody. Hi Sarah, yay! Good morning, good morning. Hi Carrie, it's romper room time. Here we go. Okay, so I've been getting lots and lots of requests. Hi Sarah, thank you. Lots and lots of requests. Hi Brad, say hi to Mr. Smooch for me. Oh wait, you're home. Hope you're okay. Anyway, I've been getting lots and lots of requests. First of all, to stop touching my face. I've been getting lots and lots of requests to work on neck and shoulders. Of course, right now everybody's, working from home. I know a lot of people got word yesterday. A lot of my dear friends, hi Sean, a lot of my dear friends got word yesterday that they're being furloughed from different jobs around the city. So I'm sure that all of our shoulders are clear up, touching the bottoms of our earlobes, between, worrying about what tomorrow's going to bring, and all that stuff. So right before we were in that request to shelter at home, I taught two really fun classes for a lot of people. So I'm hoping everybody still has their props that I gave them. And if not, you can watch this video later if you don't already have two tennis balls, two racquet balls, or even these little high bounce pink balls. They're called pinky balls. You can order them on Amazon. I know this is backwards, but you can order them on Amazon for pretty cheap. I have a surplus of them at my house. So if you need a set, send me your address and I will ship you a set for free. Or if you're local, I am still working in the office, so I can get them to you. Disinfected, of course. So what you'll need for class, two of these balls, a sock, and thanks to my friend Donna Maturo, if you tune into this, using your socks. Gosh, I've had these forever, but I thought they'd be fun today. So just one sock. You want to make sure that it's got a little length for an ankle. And then if you don't have a yoga block, I'm going to grab mine. If you don't already have a yoga block, I've pulled out kind of an ironic book choice. Stephen King's The Stand, one of my favorite books. It's about, as you can see, it's about the same height as a yoga block. If you don't have Stephen King's The Stand, if you have the collection of Harry Potter books, so Deathly Hallows, also a strange choice for right now, is about as thick, or a couple Harry Potter books. I also showed, if you all know me well, you know I'm a Twilight fan. I'm a twihard. So a couple of those Twilight books are also good. Just something that's going to get you, 4 or 5 inches up off the ground to help support our practice today. Okay, so what we're going to start off with is we're going to stand up. And I have this really loud music playing right now, so I'm going to turn that down a little bit. And then I'm going to move backwards just to my mat. So nothing too special about how we'll start this class today. You'll just find your way back to your mat with one of the balls. So tennis ball, racquet ball. Some of my students talk about using like lacrosse balls. Y'all are crazy. If you're using a lacrosse ball, that's a tough person there. So what we're going to do, starting off with, is we're just going to stand. So you may have just rolled out of bed. You may be watching me from bed. Do this later. It's all good. So just standing. Equal standing on both feet. And just pause here. Let the eyes close. You might even gently start to sway from toes to the heel of the foot, ball of the foot to the heel of the foot, maybe picking the toes up. And then then just slowing down that sway, just allowing the body to just kind of sink in here. Just relaxing the arms, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the face. And just notice how you feel this morning. So one thing I always like to notice is how my legs feel. Notice the quality of my breath. Where is my breath landing? Is it making it all the way to my belly already, or is it still kind of stuck high in my chest? And please know, whatever your answers are to these questions this morning are A-okay, they're perfect. It's just an observation. So just noticing what you're noticing. And then we're going to do a little test of yoga magic here. My friends and students that hang out with me a lot already know what's coming. So we're going to stand and we're just going to gently forward fold. So what I'd like for you to notice is how your legs feel. Maybe your hands are just reaching the knees or the shins, or maybe if you're having a good hamstring day already, that your hands are touching the mat. Whatever the answer, of course, to that is also perfect. And just noticing. And then we're going to take a really deep bend in our knees, and we're going to gently roll our spines back up, taking care of that low back. And then once you get back up to upright, you're going to wiggle the shoulders, wiggle the legs, and then take your first ball. So I'm going to start with my right foot, just because. And I'm on a wood floor with a yoga mat behind me. So I'm actually going to step off my yoga mat. I'm going to start with my right foot, and I'm just going to massage along the edge of the heel, the ball of my foot. So I'm going to keep my heel on the ground, and I'm just going to kind of roll back and forth. And for you, those of yuns, my West Virginia roots are coming out. Those of you who've practiced with me and I've given you the little itty bitty ball, you might want to use that right now. So just rolling back and forth, starting to open up that leg. And then we're going to move all the way back to the heel, standing on the toes and standing on the ball of the foot. And we're just going to put our body weight down on our heel. Almost like, ladies, almost like we're standing on a high heel. So this is going to give us just a little bit of a stretch in our arch. And then for the good stuff. So moving the ball to the arch of the foot, kind of the middle of the foot, and just giving it a nice roll. So hopefully this feels good. For some people, this might feel a little crunchy, a little painful. I know I always like to ask, who's had plantar fasciitis? So everybody raise their hands if you've had it, even though I can't see you. I know that some of us have had plantar fasciitis in our lives. It's terrible. So just rolling the ball along the foot. So what this is going to help do, it's going to help keep the arch of our foot and our plantar fascia. So arch runs up and down, plantar fascia runs sideways. Keep that nice and loose. Keep that nice and stretched out. So especially right now when we are maybe not as mobile as we normally are, or maybe we're extra mobile because, fingers crossed, we're getting outside, we're doing more activity because now we've got a little bit of extra time. Both of these things can cause our feet to be tight. So just a few more kind of rolls around. You might think about going clear out to the pinky edge of your foot and then clear out to the big toe edge of the foot, kind of twisting the foot around. And then we'll do a couple more swishes, and then we're going to step off the ball. Pause here. Notice whatever leg you started with, kind of notice how that leg feels. So since I can't hear your direct answers, I'm feeling a lot of sensation in that leg, a lot of tingling, a lot of sparkliness, a lot of energy, a lot more space. So let's do our little yoga magic test, and we're gonna fold forward again. So notice the difference between your right leg and your left leg. You might notice more space. And then putting a deep bend in those knees and rolling all the way back up, just pausing here. So you might just kind of take a look from head to toe on whatever side you started with. I actually feel like I'm kind of standing lopsided because I have a lot more space because I opened up the sole of my foot, which, if you don't already know, we're all connected, right? I would sing the hip bones connected to the thigh bone, but we'll save that for in person. Okay, so let's move over to the other foot. So we'll start again with just the ball of the foot. I always say those backwards. Keeping the heel down and just kind of fanning your foot over the ball of the foot. And if you have on some fun, funky music this morning, no harm, no foul if you get the hips moving a little bit. I'll spare the internet for that in my own body. And then moving back to the ball of the foot. So just kind of standing tall on the heel, like you're standing in a high heel shoe. And then starting to massage the whole arch of the foot. So moving back and forth across the arch, across that plantar fascia. It's one and the same, they're just stacked on top of each other. And a nice little roll around here. And again, don't forget the big toe edge and the pinky edge of that foot. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. I've already had too much coffee this morning, friends. So just rolling around. And then we're going to step off the ball. Notice the left leg, or whichever leg you switch to. Notice how you feel. Notice different energy maybe in the body. Take a moment to notice maybe you're a little more awake now. And then here we go. Here's our test. So finding a nice inhale and then finding a nice forward fold. And noticing how the calves feel. Notice how the hamstrings feel. Maybe even noticing how the low back feels. Just pausing here for a moment. And then finding a nice big inhale, bending those knees nice and deep, rolling all the way back up. And then I'm going to give myself a little sit here. And I'm going to take both balls and I'm going to take my sock. So for those of you that attended those 2 classes back, gosh, in February, early March, it seems like a lifetime ago, yeah? This is one thing I wanted to do, but I decided to save it for next time. So here's next time. So you're going to put the balls down in the sock, down where the foot goes in the sock. Taking them all the way down there. No, Lisa, I'm not going to sing. That's obnoxious. No one wants to hear that. Okay, so this is what this looks like. So it kind of resembles a little peanut. And then I'm going to take the end of my sock, kind of the heel up through the ankle. Hi, Jeremy Wolf. Yay. And then I'm going to tie it off, just so I have this little tail. So a little peanut and just the rest of the sock. So I'm going to take Stephen King's The Stand. Anybody read this? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I read it like 100 years ago, but okay. So we're going to start off rolling our backs. So because we have the balls together here, they are going to gently fit right down. I'm going to turn around for a second, right down our spine. So what I suggest is we start at our low back, and I'm going to grab my stand, and I'm going to use it as a little head pillow. I'm going to scooch back and just put this at my low back, and I'm going to lay back on it. So think about putting it right at the flat part of your back. So that's the bone known as the sacrum. And you've got two little joints here, the sacroiliac joints. So we'll just start out laying down, maybe bringing the book under your head, and just letting the shape of that peanut kind of sink up into your back. And then you might bend the knees and kind of start to roll the knees back and forth. And I'm going to move through this pretty quickly, but please, please know two things. You can practice this often, but as you start out, only do it for maybe 10 breaths in each little spot, including the feet. Because if you're like, oh man, this feels great, I want to stay here for 2 hours, it may really hurt after those 2 hours. So just give your body maybe 10 breaths in each little position. And I'm going to lift up my bottom, and then I'm going to move the balls up a little bit further. And then from here, you might start to, again, roll the knees back and forth. And then you might start to roll the body. So using your arms and your feet to kind of roll up and down. I'm going to scoot way down. So, so the balls are moving on either edge of my spine. And they're just kind of rolling up the middle. So we've got things called trigger points that end up in our bodies when we are holding tension for a long time. So I'm stopping where I am because I just found one. So the trigger points run from the sides of our neck all the way down in between our shoulder blades and our spine, and then they kind of swirl back out towards our hips. So these trigger points are kind of overstressed little pieces of our muscles that don't know how to let go. Does that sound familiar right now? Yes, I'm sure. So staying here for a few moments and just putting pressure on that trigger point I found. So moving your balls up the back until you find one of those kind of ouchy spots. So sometimes I get like a jolt of electricity or a little, ooh, that hurts. So that's where you want to stop. I will say, I should have said this earlier, this practice probably won't be too comfortable right now. So wherever you've chosen to stop, you can start to let the knees kind of roll side to side, especially if you're at the low back still. And then I've been here for a few moments, so I'm gonna keep on moving, keep on rolling up a little bit higher on my back. And then just finding spots that feel good. And then eventually, I'm going to scoot back a little more because I've walked my way almost off camera. So I'm going to now take my little peanut, and you guys can keep walking all the way up your back if you want to. But I'm going to take my little peanut, and I'm going to put it at the top of my back now, just below my neck. I'm going to find my thick book and use it as a little pillow. After I roll down in between my spine and my shoulder blades. So this is the part that you've all been asking for. Hate me now, love me later. So finding that first little trigger point spot. Woo! Good morning, shoulders. You might take your arms straight up to the sky here. You might then start to open the arms out to a T. So lifting the arms up is going to help open the shoulder blades. And then when you move out to a T shape, then those balls are going to work into your rhomboid muscles. So just finding kind of those movements. You also might kind of chop the arms. One arm at a time, both arms at the same time, whatever feels okay. I'll use okay today because no one's going to think this feels good. And then you also might give yourself a hug and kind of roll back and forth, giving yourself a little massage. Stay there for a couple breaths and move down. And do all that again. you might find more trigger points. I'd almost imagine that you all are cussing at me right now. So this time I'm going to take my thumbs all the way back behind me and let them touch down on my mat. And then bring my arms all the way forward. So just a different option here with the arms. Then I'll probably move my shoulders a little bit more, get everything all snuggled in, start to find some hugs, start to find some arm opening. Then I'm going to move one last time, move down a little bit further, do all my arm things, do all the things with the arms. Yeah. A couple more breaths doing what you're doing. And then I'm actually going to roll over to my side and talk to everybody for a moment. So if you're still rolling out, stay there. So we're going to do one last little move with this. I've been waking up in the morning clenching my teeth. Anybody else? I'm sure everybody is doing that right now. So what we'll do next is we are going to use, again, our block, our book, whatever you're using. And we're actually going to put the little peanut, the little figure 8 shape of the balls on the block, on the ground. And then this, I'm going to turn around again. This is actually going to settle right here. So at the kind of ridge of your skull before, or right where it connects to your neck. This is probably going to be one of those that feels so terrible and so good at the same time, but it feels it's a really good release, especially right now. So before you move into finding that, you might just pause and take a look at your back. Just notice how the back feels. Notice how the breath feels. And then as you're ready, we'll move on to do our necks. So I'm going to lay back down. I'm going to keep my knees bent just for a moment. I'm going to place that little peanut right there on the block or on the book, whatever you're using. And then once I'm here, I'm going to start to turn my head. I'm going to look at the camera. Hi, everybody. And then I'm going to turn my head the other way. So again, you want this kind of at that little ridge line, the occipital ridge, where the head connects, where the skull connects down to the neck. And you might kind of roll the body back a little bit just to find kind of that ouchy spot here. Letting the head shake no. No more tension. And then you might start to nod your head yes. Chin down to chest, especially when you find that kind of that sweet spot, that ouchy but oh feels so good spot. Just rolling back and forth. No again, yes again. Whatever feels good. And then you might just let the head rest. You might, if the legs are bent, you might just straighten the legs here. Letting the body start to settle in. If you're comfortable and content here, you can stay. Just letting the body breathe itself. Taking just a few more rounds of breath here. And then I'm going to gently move my way out of this shape. If you're comfortable, stay where you are. But when you are ready to move, you can lift the head gently, remove the block, the balls, rolling all the way over to your side, using your top arm to push back up to a seat. Then I'm going to wiggle just a little bit closer. So thank you all so much for tuning in here on Facebook. I'm very grateful to have you all in my life. You're my support system right now. If you need anything, ask. If you just need to chat or to see a friendly face, ask. Hi, Aunt Kathy. Yay. And know that we're all in this together and we're doing the right thing. So everyone, wherever you are, close your eyes. Hands can come to heart center. And just pause here wherever you are as we start to move into our day ahead. Think about how lucky we all are to have everything we have, even if it's hard right now. Think about the ways that you can keep the mind and body busy. Think about all the ways that you can connect with people that you haven't connected with for a long time. And take this time to pause and take care of yourself. May you be healthy. May you stay healthy. May you find peace amidst the chaos. And may your star shine bright, even through the darkest night. Namaste. Thank you all so much. Let me know what else you need. If you don't have those balls or access to get any, like I said, check Amazon. They've got tons of them. You can order just 2. I have a whole full set of them still. Send me your address on direct message and I'll send you a set. And if you're interested, I am loving all the donations I'm getting from everybody. So if you're interested in that, I'm on Venmo at Liz Baldridge Yoga. And I hope that you all reach out. Let me know how you're staying busy, and take care of yourselves. And I'll see you all soon. Love you. Bye-bye.